very slow takeoff. We actually, probably 82, 81, 82, I'm not sure exactly which, our introduction to Iskcon was in Juhu. And we went there to actually watch a dance performance by Hema Malini in the auditorium. We met some of the devotees there. And then I think we got attracted. We started going to the temple for entertainment. We used to, at that time in Juhu, they used to take these huge, big plates full of all the Mahaprasadam. It was all mixed up. And then if you went, they used to wait near the door. And then if you go to the door, then the devotee will take a big lumpful, big handful of this mixed up Mahaprasadam and then give it in our hands. Oh, it was out of this world. Fantastic Mahaprasadam. And we knew what time we would distribute. So that time, we used to go there. That means Prem Padmani and we used to go there. We used to have the prasad. And then we started hearing this wonderful kirtanas. And then one day my mother came to Juhu, and then my mother was there. We don't know, to our house, we don't know what to do. How to entertain her. So we took her to the temple. And then she was the one who actually gave a lot of, we said, okay, we'll go inside. And then she enjoyed it so much, the deities and the kirtan and everything. And after that, we started going regularly. And, but only mainly we used to go for this prasadam and enjoying the dancing, entertainment, wonderful entertainment. And we used to go for that. Then shortly, in 1984, we left that. So until then, we were not listening to any classes. No one told us anything about Krishna consciousness. This was Iskcon for us. Nice, wonderful prasadam and dancing and singing and the beautiful deities. And then around the time, in 1984, we left for Abu Dhabi. Just before that, one devotee made us life members. Srila Das was his name from UK, I remember. At that time, life membership was 3,333 rupees. And for that, we got, so many books, the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, we also got Leelamrita. We got a whole set of all the books. And then we left for Abu Dhabi. So obviously in Abu Dhabi, there was nothing. We had no association. And what we had was, we had the books. We learned our entire philosophy just by reading Prabhupada's books. And from Leelamrita, we understood that, okay, this is Iskcon. We thought that is how Iskcon is still, how it is described in the Leelamrita. And we used to, every day, our Krishna consciousness used to be, we had this wonderful big picture of Radha Rashtrihari, and we used to do just kirtan and maybe chant 1 or 2 rounds. And then in 86 or 87, I went on an official visit to London. And so I was very excited. I went to Soho Street, and there I met, there was a sannyasi, very famous sannyasi, Ananda, something, he's now not there anymore. And he was asking, okay, so how many rounds are you chanting? So I said, no, this is what we do. So he said, oh, he was very disappointed. And then I found out we are supposed to chant 16 rounds. Every one of us is supposed to chant 16 rounds a day. And then I went to Bhaktivedanta Manor. It was all exactly like how it was described in Leelamrita. It was so exciting. The places where Prabhupada was, and Bhaktivedanta Manor, George Harrison's Bhaktivedanta Manor. It was all so wonderful. I was very excited. And that was also the time when there was a campaign to prevent Bhaktivedanta Manor being closed. And there was one Mataji called, I forgotten her name. So I said, I want to do some service. And she said, okay, put these letters inside the envelopes. And then that's what I did, campaign letters. And then when I came back to Abu Dhabi, I said, actually, we are supposed to chant 16 rounds. And we started doing that. And our association with Iskcon was therefore only on a trip like that or on our holidays. On our holidays, we used to go to Bombay. We used to go to Juhu Temple. And we used to see all this. And then we used to send donations to them regularly. So we used to send donations, and we used to get back nice encouraging letter from Mandapa Prabhu, the Australian TP at that time. He was there. He used to give us very nice printed encouraging letters we used to get. And then the real step was in 1988, when my parents moved from Chennai to Bangalore, so that in the holidays, earlier we used to go to Chennai, we didn't know any Iskcon. Then when we went to Bangalore, so we asked Mandapa Prabhu that who's there in Bangalore. He said, oh, there is a very nice devotee there. And he gave a letter for him. And so we went there, and the devotee mentioned was Madhu Pandit Prabhu, who's got the Hare Krishna hill now. So we went there. That was in Seshadri, in Palace Orchard. That was a temple. It was just a house. And then he had that letter in front of him, and I just landed and I said, I want to give a donation because I'd got some unexpected money. And I said, I want to give a donation. He said, that's fantastic, because actually we are looking for donations. At that time, this Hare Krishna land had been, hill land had been allotted by Hegde, the chief minister. And he said, you pay, it's a small amount, you wanted 12 lakhs or something, but they didn't have any money. So I said, sure. And then I gave a donation and I gave a loan also, and they got the land. So Madhu Pandit was very happy with us. And then he and Bhakti Leta, they trained us in Kirtan and how to perform Aarti, how to perform Kirtan, and so on. And the most important thing was we learned about Guru Maharaj. So how we learned about Guru, there was a big picture of Guru Maharaj there, sitting on the Vyasasana, and Guru Puja used to be conducted over there. And then they told us about Guru Maharaj, how he's TPC, how he's everything, and so on. And then he said, I can introduce him to you. And so in 88, so when I was going back from Abu Dhabi, we had moved to Muscat. My parents had moved to Madras. So I first went to Muscat. And then Madhu Pandit arranged a phone call where I could speak to Guru Maharaja, and he happened to be in Bombay. So I immediately called Prema Padmini. She was in Bombay at that time, in her parents' house, and I said, he's over there, Guru Maharaj, not Guru Maharaj, we called him Acharya Pada. I think Acharya Pada is over there. So she immediately went to the Juhu temple and the room. She met him and she started crying. And then they asked, why is she crying? And she said, probably she's ecstatic because of having seen him. So just by seeing him, the very first time she was crying. So she saw him, and then I spoke to him on the phone. Still, we never saw him. The first time I saw him was in 1989, one day before initiation in Mayapur. So Madhu Pandit had recommended us for initiation. We were following everything. And so we had both gone there, and one day before initiation, then I met Guru Maharaj. We had a test, and then we passed the test, and then we got initiated in the Rath Yatra Pandal that year, 1989. It was, big Pandal and big, all the Gurukulas. So a fantastic initiation in the stage, and thousands of devotees over there, and the Bengali devotees. How did you get initiation? He was surprised. And we were actually that stage, my younger son Anant was there. He was suffering from diarrhea. He was sitting on my lap, and we got initiation that time. And then at that time, when we asked Guru Maharaj that please come to Muscat, he said, what for? I'm not going to come there just to have idlis or anything. If you do preaching, then I'll come. So that is how we started preaching over there. We started a program in our house, and somehow Krishna sent some devotees, Govinda, Vignanasana Govinda, who's in Sharjah now. He came. So he knew Iskcon through Trichy, and through some friend he came, and then there was another Gopal Gauranga, and then they came, and some more people came, and I had to conduct class. So what did I know? The class was that I used to read from Prabhupada's book, just read the verse and the purport, and then that was enough. And then they will ask questions and we would understand. So I was very elderly. I was 37 years old. So I was an old man over there, and because these youngsters were all in their 20s. So I was like a brother, elder brother to them, and then we learned together. And then finally Guru Maharaj said, okay. And I think so in 1990 probably he came for the first time. Before he came, Madhu Pandit came along with someone to help us to nicely, how to receive Guru Maharaj. We had to learn. And so we learned how to make, how to cook and everything. And so Guru Maharaj came. And we learned that, and after that we managed. So those first years, so till 2006, this was going on. So the first years, so Guru Maharaj, since this was, the forays into the Middle East had just started, he used to go to Bahrain, and Muscat was the second place. And Bahrain was already established, and then Muscat it was completely new. And all we knew about Iskcon was what we read in the Lilamrita. We knew nothing more. And the philosophy we knew very well because we had read Prabhupada's books. There's nothing better than Prabhupada's books to understand. We knew that also. So Guru Maharaj didn't have to teach us the philosophy, but what he did was something really fantastic. He showed us how to apply the philosophy in our life. So he used to come 3 or 4 times in a year those days. He could do that. And stay for 2-3 days. That's all the time he had. He was rushing all over the world. One place, 2-3 days was a big thing. Big thing. We never knew it was such a big thing, but it was, and it used to be packed. From the time he landed till the time he left, all the devotees used to come to our house. They used to stay with us. And we used to it was like, how you have we used to have these weddings before when everyone is together. So Guru Maharaj has come, and Guru Maharaj will be with us from morning till night. And and the Iskcon which he showed us was the Iskcon which we had read in Lilamrita. It was exactly like that. There was no difference at all. It was absolutely like how Prabhupada brought up his disciples, like that he brought us up. And, by example, we could see everything. He taught us about caring. He didn't teach us that this is devotee care, but he cared, and we saw. And prasadam and, how the prasadam should be made, all that. There were amazing things which he did. He could look at a prasadam and he will know who had made it. Like sometimes some non-initiated Bengalis will insist, Dena Chabu, Dena Prabhu, Dena. So the first time when he came, we followed what Madhu Pandit said. That means Guru Maharaj must not eat in front of everyone. It must be inside a room locked up. And only men used to be there. So I used to be serving Guru Maharaja. And then from outside they will give. And no one else used to be allowed except a few of us. Probably Govinda and Gauranga and me and a few others were there along with Madhu Pandit. We were serving, and then so these Bengalis will come and say, you must give him, you must give him. So he used to know who's chanting, and who made that, he will ask. And if it's not a proper devotee, then he wouldn't have that. So he used to know that, and then he used to be fully involved with us. He wasn't as if he was some remote sannyasi, and then we were fallen from the religion. Nothing like that. He treated us exactly like how Prabhupada treated his disciples. So it was so encouraging for us. And absolutely all of us from that day to today, we have, so much love we got for him. And we used to really wait for him to come, go and bring him from the airport, stay with him, and so on. So that time in the beginning, all the expenses of the trip, I only used to bear. And then after 3-4 visits, then he said, who's paying for all this? I said, me, because I thought that's how it's supposed to be done. He said, no, others should also contribute. So that is when I first started taking contributions from others for this visit. And then slowly what used to happen was that everything, we used to gather all the donations on a plate and give it to him. Huge amounts collected, massive amounts. Even now, I'm sure it's going on like that. We used to pay for his ticket, around the world ticket, and so on. And then another special feature of those days was that Guru Maharaj, as you know, he was in full health that time. He was so active. In spite of all this, he was so active. He used to wear out the servants. No servant could come more than once or twice. He'll be burnt out. And then a new servant. So we kept on having new servants. And the old servants will get burnt out, but Guru Maharaj will be there in full strength. He used to have so much of baggage. And, he'll have the check-in baggage. And his cabin baggage will be as heavy as the check-in baggage. He used to have this huge check-in baggage, cabin baggage, which had his laptop and his this and his that and his entire communications equipment. And all that had to be carried. And then when the servant, he will also have an equal amount of check-in baggage. So huge amount of baggage because he carried everything with him. Obviously, those days, everything had to be taken with him because he was all the time traveling. And he was going around the world all the time. And everything he had to do by paper. And he was at the leading edge of technology. When first, email started, it was through dial-up. He was onto that. So we used to keep on getting his prasadam, his previous modem, we used to buy from him so that I was also doing emails. And we slowly advanced bit by bit. So as this was going on, we learned more and more. And what we learned was how much, how life was with Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj showed it to us. For example, he was totally idealistic, always with us. So he gave us idealism. That means there is no compromise, no politics, no this, no that, no diplomacy, nothing. Everything idealistic he taught us. And so those are the values we retain from then to there. Be idealistic. There is no, there is a, and if you just be idealistic, Krishna will take care. And that's what we learned, that's what we did. And how much he used to care for us, for all the children. He used to, our children were very small, they used to be naughty. So he used to talk with them. With our sons, he used to play hangman. Hangman, was a game of the old days. It used to be on paper and then it came on the computer, and the children used to play hangman on the computer. Guru Maharaj will go and play with them. He used to interact with all the children, one entire generation of children who are now, married and everything. They've got children of their own. They grew up just around Guru Maharaj. And he used to teach us determination. He was totally determined in everything he did. Completely determined. At any cost, he will do it. And that is what he taught us. That we don't leave something because there are obstacles. So he used to keep on encouraging us to do more and more, more and more, more and more. And so we never could relax and say that is enough. And so one day, he brought in Bhakti Vriksha. So he just came to us and he said, listen, my mother told me that there's a particular way of preaching in the church called cell system. Do you think you can implement it? And then he gave us the books, and we said, yeah, sure, Guru Maharaj, we'll try that. And so that is how Bhakti Vriksha we started. And we used to, exactly the way it was given in the book. So then we started doing that with Bhagavad Gita. And then that was very successful. He was very happy. And then he started, and then we started making modules. And then Guru Maharaj was happy about that also. And that is how that old parampara is going on. So with Bhakti Vriksha, there was a huge explosion. Okay. And then in the beginning days, we used to hire, there is a Krishna temple over there, that hall we used to hire. It is a huge hall. And we used to be some 20, 30 devotees just sitting in the front row, but it was very cheap, so we used to take. And then I had this dream that one day we must have huge hall filling programs over here. It was just a dream. And actually it happened. Once Bhakti Vriksha started, so many people started coming. That hall, 300, 400 people used to be full. And then one day we started Rath Yatra. And Guru Maharaj gave us so the first indoor Rath Yatra in the world, we started in Muscat. And that Rath, the old devotees will remember that. We started at Rath Yatra. We made a Rath. Actually, one carpenter was there, and then we made a Rath just like how we had seen. And we put Jayananda Prabhu's picture and all that. And we took that Ratha around the hall. And the people loved it. People used to come. They used to stand in a queue. They used to, join the Rath, and then they used to go out. Police had to come to control the traffic. Thousands and thousands of people. Fantastic Rath Yatras we had. So in this way, we kept on expanding. What else did he? Then he taught us so many other things by his example. For example, he concentrated on the message and instructions which are received from the parampara. He didn't add his own. That means he didn't, introduce new austerities, introduce new things, nothing like that. Exactly what Prabhupada said. The same thing before. The fasting is only during the Ekadasi. And then this is only fasting from grains and beans. And then the 4 regulative principles, he just stuck to that. And in the books also, whatever, Prabhupada said, these are the books which we need to concentrate on. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion, Chaitanya Charitamrita, exactly that. So we didn't go wandering off into, new explorations of new books or anything. We just stuck to the fundamentals which Prabhupada taught us. This is what we learned from Guru Maharaj. And then he not only just spoke the message of Prabhupada, but he actually lived it, so we could see that. Whatever Prabhupada said, Guru Maharaj lived like that. So therefore that convinced us that this is the way we are supposed to live. Prabhupada asked us to do like that, and we will live like that. And we actually used to follow everything like that. We used to get up early morning, every morning, because that is how it's said in the books. And we followed that, get up 4 o'clock in the morning. All these young devotees, they used to come every day. They used to come to our house. And every day we had the morning program. And the Pantini used to cook for them. These boys will all have their prasadam. And then they'll go to the office. Then lunch they used to have in their own homes. And that is how they all became cooks like Govinda and others. They were really expert cooks. And they got married later on. They were a big boon because all these young wives, none of them knew cooking. They all learned from their husbands. But they were wonderful. All these wives who came, then they used to join Krishna consciousness. And it was great, Gaurangi Mataji, so many others, Vedavit Prabhu's wife. That each generation, later on Mukund Murari came, then Rajeshwari Mataji. All of them, practically from the airport, they used to come. They used to call our house temple, and then they will come. Because they were so used to that as bachelors, after they got married, the same thing. And they used to stay in a house, have lunch at home, and then again evening Gita class, because that is how it is in the temples. We had the temple program. So we had the Gita class, the devotees used to pay, they used to go home at night, and then again come early. So that is how we kept on doing Sunday program and so on, exactly like in the temple we live. Then the other things which Guru Maharaj showed us, it doesn't consider anyone as enemy. Never. I've never seen him feel bad about anything anyone does. And so that is completely something which I absorbed, that no one is our enemy. No one should be. They might become, they might think that I'm the enemy, but I'm not anyone's enemy. That is what he taught us. That I have goodwill towards everyone. That is what he taught us. Never ever did he badmouth anyone. Even though he had a rough time when he was in Calcutta, he used to laugh and tell us about how the GBC there, he used to sack him, from the TP position. Then Prabhupada will come and reinstate him. It kept on happening. Somehow the GBC didn't like him, and he used to keep removing him, and Prabhupada used to keep putting him back. And Prabhupada told him, you must always, you'll keep a position, I'm putting you in GBC, never in your life will you resign from GBC. So that is why he's so strong. So that's what Prabhupada has given him. He's never against anyone, and he doesn't see fault in others. Never have I found him, pointing out anyone's fault. Never. Whether in others or in his disciples or his God, there's no faults at all. He will only see anyone's good points. Never any faults. His faults are totally invisible to him. Never will he see that. And he's brought up thousands of disciples without finding any faults in anyone. So automatically, we also never used to find faults. And whenever Guru Maharaj came, we never had any complaints or anything. No one had any complaint about anyone else. And people, people had doubts or something they had, if they had marital problem or anything. But the moment Guru Maharaj came, all the doubts disappeared. So we never even had any questions to ask, no problems to take to him, nothing. That is how it was. And he taught us, showed us again by his example, not to aspire for money, not to aspire for position, not to aspire for followers. So never did we ever have a desire, that I must become this and I must become that. Because Guru Maharaj never showed any such thing. So wanting to, get some position and followers was something which was never there on our road. And then he never, used to get affected by material losses. Practically, as soon as the first time he went, he came to us. By the next year, remember, because 89, I think, or 90, because he had his throat cut by that fanatic, Spain. And there was throat cut, he would have died, because just by a fraction of an inch, that main artery was cut. But he never lost his hope, cool or anything. He was holding on like this. He said that with his cloth, he was holding on the throat. All the devotees were bewildered. They didn't know what to do. Those who came to see him off, he was just holding like that. And because he held like that, he was not bleeding. And the people in the ambulance also, they didn't know what to do, but somehow he kept himself vertical. If he had lain down at any time, he would have got choked by his blood. But he had so much consciousness of mind. He was standing and saying to Prabhupada that Prabhupada, I've got so much work to do. So, like that. And with that throat cut, so many problems. That was the time when he got hepatitis B also with the blood transfusion. But he never lamented about this. He didn't say, oh my God, my throat was cut and this and that. Can you imagine if our throat was cut and we almost died? So much loss of blood, so many things have happened to us. He would immediately get scared, but nothing. He was not in the least affected by that. So again, same thing happened when he got this stroke. Okay. Imagine losing his power of speech, losing everything, not being able to move. Not in the least, not in the least has he changed from those days till today. I get the same feeling with Guru Maharaj today as before. And in fact, with every loss he has gained. Okay, for example, once he became paralyzed and he got all that, so much more his devotees, his disciples have become so much more committed to him. They are so much more serious. So much more seriousness has come in all the disciples after Guru Maharaj had his paralysis. Before that, what used to happen was Guru Maharaj is there as our provider, because Guru Maharaj was like a Superman. Okay, everything he could do, he didn't need anything from anyone. So always he will be the provider for us. He'll be the one who gives us strength and he gives us everything. But once this happened, then only we all started thinking that, hey, we have to actually give Guru Maharaj. And that is when all the service people started serving Guru Maharaj so much. He didn't need any physical services before. No one to carry his luggage, nothing was required. Everything he could do himself. But with this, it was easily possible for Guru Maharaja to actually, or rather, we had to look after Guru Maharaja to help him in everything. So that has really made us all advance. And then on top of that, when Corona came, that has helped Guru Maharaja's preaching even more, because now he's sitting in one place, he's traveling all over the world for all of us. He's going region by region, and many more people are now listening to him than before, and he's conducting many more classes than he ever conducted before. So much so that actually I don't have time to listen to anything else. Guru Maharaja's everyday class, if I don't listen live, I'll listen to the recording. And then like that, then there'll be some Prabhupada. And there's so much material now. Guru Maharaja gives this class, he does that question answer. So much he's giving, and everyone, all of us are getting. We are so fortunate. So Guru Maharaja, with every material setback, he's only had huge spiritual advances. So that is something also we learn. Every setback gives some more advantage. If this happens to you and that happens to you, for example, now for the last 3-4 years, I've been able to read so much more. I've been able to study so much more. I've been able to, hear so many classes from all the members of our yatra. I am hearing everyone's classes. So much I'm learning. It is wonderful to actually, be listening and then not having, studying more, listening more. All that has helped me so much. So I feel very, very happy. So these are some of the things which we learned from Guru Maharaj. One more important thing. He has never demanded that we should be his obedient servant. That is amazing. Because actually, every Acharya has taught us that we have to be obedient servants of the Guru. We have to be like his dog. And we also actually, because of our pollution, we also prefer that everyone should be our obedient servant. Okay? We very much like it if everyone agrees with us, if everyone listens to us. Someone questions us, we don't feel happy. And we enjoy being served. Someone comes and does something for you, feel so happy. But Guru Maharaja does not feel happy when he's served. And neither is he asking any of us to be his obedient servant. That is, he actually doesn't ask. It is we only voluntarily who are his obedient servants. Something so amazing, so amazing. So, this is something which is constantly inspiring, and I'm hoping for the day when I'll actually be able to achieve a fraction of that. So considering all this, now why did I say I only know Guru Maharaj? The reason is this. This is like how Krishna says that my disciples, my devotees know only me. So like that, what Srila Prabhupada has taught us is how do we go back home, back to Godhead? He said it is not because of my chanting, it is not because of anything I will go back home, it is because of the mercy of my Guru. So I have absorbed that now. It is only by the mercy of Guru Maharaja that I will go back home, back to Godhead. And one thing I'm sure, I don't want to be born. Definitely at any cost, I don't want to come back here. Just imagine, how life is going to be in the next 20, 30, 40 years, how it is going to be, how many problems there will be everywhere. Who wants to be born again? I don't want to be born again at any cost. As anything, I don't want to be born again. I want to go back home, back to Godhead. So, and that is my aim, that I want to go back home, back to Godhead. The only way I can go back is by getting the mercy of Guru Maharaj. if he takes. Because my knowledge of books, my delivering wonderful lectures, my singing nice kirtans, of course I can't do any of those things. I can't remember, for example, so many devotees can quote back and forth, and I can never remember the quotations to you. So, but even if I suppose I gave fantastic lectures, suppose I was able to sing nicely, suppose I was able to cook nicely, suppose I was fantastic in deity worship, but I'm not. For example, deity worship, the deities have never spoken to me. How many years I've been doing deity worship? Decades I've been doing, but so many people talk about how deities have spoken to them. Deities have never spoken to me. So, anyway, I'm not so good at that. But even if I was, none of that is going to take me back on back. But it's only the mercy. And therefore, I only know this, that by getting the mercy of Guru, I can go back and get back to Godhead. So my prayer is somewhat like Haridas Thakur, that I don't want to leave my body before Guru Maharaj. I am pakka about it. I cannot imagine living a life without Guru Maharaj here on the planet. So my special prayer, which I haven't yet asked him directly, but maybe next time I meet, I will ask him that, just like how Haridas Thakur asked Lord Chaitanya, I want to ask that, please, that I want to leave before you. And then then I can be sure that I'll always be under his shelter. Okay. And then he will forgive me no matter what I do. And he will keep on acting as an example to him. I can keep on remembering him. And at the time of my death, like how so many wonderful devotees have got before they left the body, Guru Maharaj came and spoke to them. So I would like that also to happen. I would like Guru Maharaj to, give me a blessing before I leave my body so that I can go straight back on to Godhead. That is my only desire. That is Godhead. Hare Krishna. So that is what I want to express. So if anyone has any questions, you can ask me now.
Thank you,
Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you so
Very
much.
nice, very nice. Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Maybe
So
thank you
much for sharing Guru Maharaj. First time आपके साथ बहुत अच्छा लगा. Hari Bol.
Prabhu, if I can ask you something.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I basically noted down something. So in the start, you said that you had your initiation exam.
Yeah.
And so what was your initiation exam? I was just curious to know what you used to do during that time.
So same thing. He had an exam, okay, in which there were questions asked and some things had to be written and all that. I don't remember all the details what he asked, but the exam was there. Guru Maharaj has always had the exam. So he had the exam and he had the questions, and then Prem Vikas Prabhu, he was a servant at that time. He was the one who was asking us this, and then what are all the Kalika mantras, all those practical things he used to ask, and the questions. So it was all. So these are the exams. So everything he asked, and then we passed all that. I remember when teaching us the Pranam mantra. I mean, when taking the exam of Pranam mantra, then Prem Vikas Prabhu himself forgot. So then. But these are the things they were. Guru Maharaj always made sure. See, some people will try to say that Guru Maharaj is giving everyone a because we have never had Guru Maharaj taking it. There's been exam interview, and unless we pass all that, he will never agree. Of course, it's become tougher now, but we had the philosophical questions were asked, and then the practical questionnaire was also there. All that was asked.
Thank you. I just got during my time. It's like I'm saying way after that, 2004 or something. He just asked me to raise my hands up and down. He made us sit and he said, "Okay, if this is right, you raise your right hand, you raise your left hand." And but even that we couldn't do properly. Then he had to give mercy and give me initiation. So he was asking question and we had to raise our hands. So I was just curious to know if something of those kind were there, but you all had wonderful exams.
Yeah, our exam, see, we were, this was special. Only myself and Prem Padmi were there for the exam. There was no big group, nothing like that. Only we two. So we could not hide anywhere. We could not avoid anything. Only we two, we went to Mayapur. We went for the Prem Vikas Prabhu. He gave us his exam. That is how it happened.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. anyone, you gave so many characteristics of Guru Maharaj. You mentioned about all of that, but if you were to pick up one of them, and one of the quality, which quality would you choose for? If one, only one, Prabhu. If I
Yeah, only one. If you say, then he considers no one as enemy. That is the one. Most important, because it is a simple fact that all of us, it is so easy for us to say that I don't like this person. And that is the problem of our life. You don't like someone, that creates a problem for us. It is the biggest problem of our life. That is what I feel. But Guru Maharaj, there is never any person whom he doesn't like or who considers his enemy. So your life is so peaceful and happy. If we don't have anyone whom we dislike, it is so, there is no tension. All the problems, the mental problems we have come from this, that when we consider someone as our enemy, that this one is blocking my service, this one doesn't like me, then that negativity affects our mind, and our mind concentrates on that. It sucks away a lot of our energy and makes us unhappy. So actually it is a liberation. If we don't think bad of anyone, it is a huge liberation. We feel so happy. So that is why I think that is a big secret of being peaceful and happy, is that I learned purely from Guru Maharaj. I mean, of course, Prabhupada, from Prabhupada books you could see, but Guru Maharaj as a live person, he showed it. And he still does.
Pastime, Prabhu? Anything on that basis? Anyone pastime you can share with us, specifying that, something of this kind?
About this quality?
Yes, will it be?
See, there have been so many things, the people will tell us about how this person did this to Guru Maharaj and that person did that to Guru Maharaj, and so on. But Guru Maharaj himself will never, he always used to minimize that. He said, no, nothing. Even the particular GBC of us used to trouble him when he was temple president of Calcutta Temple. He always, he laughed when talking about it. He was just laughing. He laughs when talking about this. And so when especially this particular thing, because I remember he told us so many times how this thing happened, and he was just laughing. So that really, that is what got into us.
Thank you, Prabhu, for stressing on that. Thank you so much. Devotees, you are right to go ahead and ask questions. We don't get such wonderful opportunity to take Prabhu's time. So please use that.
While people are thinking of questions, I will say some more pastimes of Guru Maharaja. He's so jolly. Now, anything which he sees, he used to put, bring Krishna into it. So that is how once when we were walking on the shore, he saw the name Mathura, because the name of that part of Muscat was Mathura. He said, Mathura, oh, Mathura. And he gave us the name Mathura. Now, we had never thought of Mathura as Mathura, but he did. And so like that, everything he used to link with Krishna consciousness. And that is how, Omicron. I was only thinking of it as Omicron, but then he was the first who said, Om. He saw Om in that. So we used to be walking along the beach and you saw all that. And we found that whenever we are walking, wherever on that corniche we were walking, all the birds will flock around him. I don't know why. All the birds will come and we'll be there, and then the birds will be coming here. So then we asked him, Guru Maharaj, are they coming to you? He said, I don't know, maybe. He didn't tell us. When we were walking on the beach, he used to take us for he used to take big, long walks on the beach. He loved that. He'll walk so fast, we had to run to keep up with it. And then he suddenly stopped and he pointed to the frog and the crab. And he said, look at that crab. How it is, even that crab has got its own shelter and he's staying inside and he's so happy inside the shelter. So like that, everyone thinks they're very happy in their little places. And another time, so what happened was that obviously in Muscat, you're not supposed to have all this house programs and people and all that. So I used to when Guru Maharaj, when we are going on the beach, whole bunch of people will be with them, which is very unusual. So I used to stay 100 feet behind. I used to make sure to see whether any CIDs are following, anyone is following, just to make sure. So once when this happened, one Omani came up to me and he asked, who's that person? I said, oh, he's our friend. And so he said, friend? All of you are his friend? I said, yeah. And then he said, but he looks like a Bible man. So he could see, how he had this huge saintly personality, even this Omani. I don't know whether he was a CAD or not, but he looks like a Bible man. So that is something, again, extraordinary. Another time, so he used to be so packed in his time that we used to give him prasadam in the car sometimes, because he'll wait till the last minute, will be so late and no time for prasadam, he'll have it in the car. Then after having prasadam in the car, then he has to wash his mouth and then spit it out. Now we had come to the airport and my car was there, just standing next to a policeman. And then just next to the policeman, we stopped and then he had to, watch. And you can imagine, musket and all that, you can't throw anything on the road. And leave alone throwing anything on the road. This was at the airport. And in the airport, Guru Maharaj was watching and spitting. But so miraculous in front, just next to the policeman, he was washing his mouth and spitting out. Turn and notice. So, how amazingly Guru Maharaj is protected in everything he does, that we found out. And other things, for example, he loved to go for, he had to go for walks in the summer. It's very hot outside. So we used to go to the shopping malls. And in the shopping malls, he'll come for the walk. Because a lot of this, exercise is required. So he used to walk in the shopping malls. And then, but those shopping malls are so crowded. And then you have to have a parking space. And so to find that parking space used to be very difficult. We had to go round and round. And then suddenly, so sometimes he'd say, go over there. Then we'll go over there and suddenly person will go, parking space will get vacated and then we'll park. So like this, many miracles. Now, one question someone asked was about challenges in preaching. I think he asked. So, the biggest challenge we always had in preaching was that you can't preach in public in the Middle East. Okay, you have to preach only in private. And so we could only, so we had to do it in special ways. One is only people calling their friends. Another is in the Krishna temple we used to do kirtan. Till today, I think that kirtan is going on in Krishna temple. Maybe in Corona it stopped. And so people who come to the temple, then they'll be coming. They'll come for the kirtan, and then we'll give them these tips and invite them. So in Bhakti Vriksha, actually, we found that preaching is not such a big challenge. Just word of mouth, the challenge used to come. Somehow, we never had any challenges in preaching the Gulf. But in India, of course, there is a challenge. The challenge is, of course, that Indians know everything in India. Abroad, it was not so difficult. But actually, there also it was difficult in the sense that everyone has got something to do. Everyone is always busy. There are so many other programs. Somehow, by Krishna's mercy, we could get preaching we could do on a large scale. But somehow in India, it seems to be much more difficult. Everyone has got their own, they've got their families with them. Maybe that's a big challenge. But each thing, the best way of meeting it is through Bhakti Vriksha. And so we are just doing that and things are going well. Any other questions? Did I answer your question, Diranath?
Yes, Prabhu. That was from Dinanath Chaitanya. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, I had met you in both US and India also. Maybe you don't remember me by face, but my name, yes.
Sure.
If you open up
See your face,
video,
I'm sure I'll remember.
Yeah, I'll just come up.
Mm.
I think you can.
Dinanath Prabhu has his video on so that you can recognize it.
How can I see him on the video?
Let me spotlight him, Prabhu. There you go.
Of course, yes, of course, I know you, Prabhu. See, I may not remember the names, but I remember the face.
We have met a couple of times in Atlanta during Panihatti with Guru Maharaj.
Right. Oh, Atlanta. Atlanta. I didn't speak anything about Atlanta actually. Fantastic. No, those Panihatti festivals. Amazing.
Very nice memories.
Yeah.
I have some videos, but it's not on digital media. I'm trying to get it into on my camcorder audio, the regular tapes. Where Guru Maharaj used to cook himself, and we all used to help him cut the fruits and vegetables.
Yes, yes. So I've also done that, and it was fantastic, really.
Yeah, and he wouldn't allow anybody to cook inside. He would just take something and beat.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Yes.
So thank you, Prabhuji, for the nectar.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else has any questions?
Prabhu, if I can ask till others get, I would like to use the opportunity to ask you quite a bit of questions. So
yeah.
you had this initial, which, okay, Govinda Prabhu has a question. Prabhu, can I go first, or would you want to ask? I think it's the line. You're on mute if you're speaking, Govinda Prabhu. Okay. Yeah, you go first, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Dhanavad Pranam.
Hari Bol. So that is our Govinda, our first devotee in Muscat whom we got.
Hare Krishna. I just want to add that today most of us are picked up Krishna conscious. Yes, Guru Maharaj is a very important tool, but for us, I will want to just share here that register that Prabhu and Mataji had played a immense role. I don't need to tell this to everybody. It's very clear in so much of preaching and so many devotees. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank both Prabhu and Mataji. They were like absolute parents for us. At least for me, they had taken so much of care. So today, what I am, so I would like to take this opportunity to thank Prabhu and Mataji so much on this aspect. They had really given Guru Maharaj to us. Yes, Guru Maharaj is definitely great, but we didn't have that attachment so much to Guru Maharaj. We were actually so much attached to Prabhu and Mataji, and that legacy is still continuing. And I would like to thank profusely to both Prabhu and Mataji. I would like to thank on this. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Prabhu and Mataji for their such a kind amount of dedication and enormous amount of practical application Prabhu and Mataji had taught us. So this is, I would like to thank Prabhu and Mataji. So we have so much love for Guru Maharaj today. I would like to owe that to Prabhu and Mataji's. They set a role model for us. Guru Maharaj had been too far for us, but then to give Guru Maharaj today to everybody, you need people. So we need people to, we need such a wonderful, great preachers today, so that many of us are able to imbibe the qualities of Guru Maharaj, to know Guru Maharaj, to introduce Guru Maharaj, to live the life of Guru Maharaj. Prabhu and Mataji lived the life of Guru Maharaj. So I would like to thank and take this opportunity to share. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Mataji also. And thank you all the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Well, thank you, Govinda Prabhu. But somehow I think we missed Prabhu. I think he dropped off. We'll wait for a few minutes. Yeah. I had a few questions. Thanks, Govinda Prabhu. By the time you asked, I think you dropped off.
Hare Krishna.
Oh yeah, here you go. Prabhu has
The
come.
video also.
Prabhu, your video is not
Yeah, my
on.
power went off.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because my power went off. Yeah, thank you very much, Govinda Prabhu. Actually, it was just, we were like brothers, only learning everything together. Thank you
Not
very
like
much.
brother. Yeah, of course you are like my father and mother. You are so humble to tell that you are a brother.
I was feeling like that only. And I was very touched by, see, your father, he said, I'm leaving him to you. You only have to look after him. I remember still how your father has said that. So wonderful family, all your sisters.
And all my family. In fact, my entire family, my sisters and my parents still tell that you are so fortunate to get Venugopal Prabhu and Padmini Mataji in your life, because we were just very young, supple, unknown brats.
Yeah. But you just took everything so well. You know, that is the point. See, if you were your who group and you were the leader of them, if you did not all take it so sincerely, I don't know what we'd have done. So Krishna only sent you to us, Guru Maharaj's mercy.
No, Mataji, actually, she pushed me. I will not forget that day where Mataji was sitting on the green sofa, and then I was chanting 8 rounds. She said, no, you chant 16 rounds. And that day I started and I didn't give up till today. So I should, and Prabhu, I want to tell others also that Prabhu took a lot of effort. He used to drop us back. You know, he was in a good position in bank, but still he used to drop us, and Mataji and used to cook for us. So these all we are imbibe. No, we don't even know that we are imbibing, but it is like a very subtle way. We all learned it, though I cannot represent Prabhu and Mataji at any given time in this body, but I will endeavor for it. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I think even my 16 rounds, my increasing rounds, I will owe it a little bit to Prema Padmini Mataji. She used to come to see. So we used to be in Prabhu's house. So she will always ask, my name was Amar. Amar, how many rounds? Amar, how many rounds are you chanting? And then she will always inspire me to chant more. Thanks for that. So I had a question, Prabhu. Your initial days, you said so many things which Madhu Pandit Prabhu helped you with. I know it's being recorded, but still I will ask you the question. That when the difficult time came across, and you all transitioned, means of course he was the one who brought you up, and then you had to. There were some places where you would have seen the total difference, right? So something related to that, and what made you.
Okay. I think it is very important for the history, especially of Bangalore, for people to know that. See, till that Hare Krishna Temple Hill was inaugurated, till the day of the inauguration, he was a solid Guru Maharaja man. When first this Ritvik theory came out, see, those days there was no email, there was faxes. And we had gone, so on one of our holidays when we'd gone there, he said, look at this. So it was called Village Voice or something like, I've forgotten what it was called, something like that. Some 50 pages fax he gave us and said, people have sent me this fax. So that was Ritvik philosophy. So I went through that. I said, what is this nonsense? They discussed it. He said, look at these people. They don't even have any idea. So he ripped apart, Ritvik philosophy. We and I together, we ripped it apart. So he was totally against Ritvik, and till the, Janmashtami, before his inauguration, he was saying that no one knows that this temple would not have been built if it was not for Guru Maharaj, or Acharya Pad is what we used to call him. If it was not for Acharya Pad, no one knows, nothing would have happened. This is only because of him. So he was very solid on that. And then next vacation when we came, then there was one devotee from Bahrain who was there. He came and told us, you know what? That this Madhu Pandit is saying these things, something about Ritvik he was saying. I was shocked. Then I went to Madhu Pandit and said, what is this? How can this be? How can So he was trying to avoid. So then I knew Narahari Prabhu. So Narahari is the one I knew closest. I called Narahari Prabhu and I told him, see, this is what is happening. This is what he's saying all these things. And he was saying only to the temple devotees. So Narahari Prabhu being congregation, he didn't know that is what he's saying. And I said, yeah, so we have to fight against that. And that is when I called Guru Maharaj and I was crying on the phone. I said, disaster has happened. He's gone mad. This is what has happened. So immediately Guru Maharaj arranged for Harisauri Prabhu to come and so on. And then we had meetings and then this was talked about. And then that time they were very angry. You know, how can you betray us like this? How can you betray us like this? I said that, how can you betray Guru Maharaj? So then that is when, so then Narahari Prabhu called others, you know, the other leaders. And then slowly they all, you know, Anukul Kesha was an important person to come out. Like that, they all came out and then they started this Seshadripuram temple. But you know, the strange thing was that the relationship with him till today, it has not been lost. For example, we had, we were going to build flats. All of us, we had decided that we'll go back. When we go back to India, they will be near the temple, the new Hare Krishna Hill temple. They know there was a plot. He bought that plot and the flats will be built. We'll all live there and we will serve. That was what was decided. He'd taken money from all of us. So at the time of this split, we thought, what will happen to our money? But somehow, you know, he made Anand Tirtha Prabhu was the one who was linking with us. He's come back to Iskcon now. So every paisa he returned, every paisa somehow he returned. And then once I remember when Prem Padmini asked Guru Maharaj, can we go and meet him and try to talk to him? And she went and talked. And then they were fine. They were friendly. And then they visited our restaurant also. And then they were very surprised, oh, this restaurant belongs to you. But still they were friendly. So till today, that thing has not been lost. And I don't know. I hope that he'll come back. That's all. I see, he gave us Guru Maharaj. So for that, I'll always be indebted to him. And I don't think he believes in this Ritvik philosophy at all. He got carried away because he was given all that praise. On that inauguration, he was given that praise as if he was the cause of everything. And he accepted that praise. So that was his fall down, that he accepted that praise. And after that, he started thinking he must be the one. And then when I think Narahari Prabhu, I think they were Madhu Pandit, without asking him, he looked for a match for one of the Bhakti members. And Narahari Prabhu just went and asked him that without asking us, how could you do? So he got very angry and then those things. That is a kind of thing which he was doing as he became more and more Ritvik. But I don't think he really believes in it. Let us see. Maybe since Guru Maharaj has not dropped him yet, maybe he will turn. I don't know. But I feel no enmity towards him. That is what I learned from Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. We had one question, Prabhu, by the time.
Yeah.
From Srinivas Nitai Prabhu. What message would you like to give to us so we can improve our services to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada's mission?
Okay. Thank you, Srinivas Nitai Prabhu. We can see there is the most important thing in our service to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada is to do it sincerely without any desire for ourselves. Okay, it is a quality which is important. Whatever we may do, it is a quality. If we have to do it without any motivation for ourselves, the moment you bring in motivation for yourself, that service which you are doing gets polluted. If the smallest thing you do, even if you're just distributing one book to one person, okay, that should be not with the motive that, oh, my scores will increase. The motivation should be only Prabhupada's, this is Prabhupada's book, and if we give it to this person, his life is changed forever. Like that, every service we do, whether it is cooking, whether it is cleaning, whether it is anything, the purest intention should be not to get any praise or recognition for ourselves, but purely for the pleasure of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. No, the question is not whether Guru Maharaj is there to see it or not. We don't need recognition, because we can obviously say that if Guru Maharaj is not there, and then unless we tell Guru Maharaj, how we know? Nothing of that sort. Okay, Paramatma is there within the heart. If we seriously do everything for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj, that quality of service is the best. So we need to improve, because obviously we are doing everything for some recognition. So throughout our life, we have to concentrate on doing things, whether we like it or not, we do for the pleasure of Guru Maharaj. Then that quality will make it very successful, because that pleasure is what is going to get us the mercy of Guru Maharaj. That is my humble opinion.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. I think Srinivas Nitai Prabhu also thanks you. Just give it to anyone else, devotees. Do we all have any questions for Prabhu?
This may come, anything may come, but it doesn't matter. As long as we're focused on pleasing Guru, we can go back home, back to Godhead. Okay?
Thank you again, Prabhu. I think, okay. Okay, there is a question. From
The question does disappear. Who were the first? Can you tell me that question disappeared?
Who were the devotees of the first batch under you both in Muscat?
Okay. So there was Govinda Prabhu. There was Rasakrida Parayana Prabhu, who's now in Muscat again. Then there was Gauranga, Gopal Gauranga, he's not there now. Radha Gopal, he used to be in Chicago. These two are brothers. Then there was one Venkatesh. Venkatesh, I don't know where he is now. He made big money in USA. He came back. I'm not
It was
sure.
Sridham Krishna.
Sridham Krishna, yes. How can I forget Sridham Krishna? Yes. Oh, he was a very dear friend of ours, and he's very nice. And he wanted to become, from Sridham, he wanted to join full time. So he went and joined full time in Hare Krishna Hill. And he served Madhu Pandit in such a way no one has ever, he has never, none of the others knew how to serve Madhu Pandit. They never had the concept of serving. But our training in Muscat was like that. So Sridham served him, and he was always looking after him. Still today, he's got a special relationship and with Madhu Pandit. He's still there, but I don't think he's a Ritvik, even though officially he has to be. And I think he's just there out of loyalty to Madhu Pandit. Then, so this was the first batch, about 10 or 12 of them. Govinda, anyone else you can remember?
Gunabhadra.
Gunabhadra Narasimha. Okay, let me talk about Gunabhadra Narasimha Das. Amazing. He was George. Okay, Gunabhadra Narasimha Das was George, Christian. He came to Krishna consciousness in Bangalore with Madhu Pandit, and then he came to Muscat. And he had one specialization that he used to bake dishes, especially cheesecake. He used to do that for Guru Maharaj. And then nothing else. That was his service. He was never much in chanting. He didn't do anything much. And then he moved to Dubai from there. Okay, he had to move. And then in Dubai, he got a heart attack in his car. Okay, and he died there. And Guru Maharaj said that he had some anarthas to remove, and he took birth just for that. Now he's gone back to Godhead. So Gunabhadra Narasimha Das was his name, and for him, Narasimha was his deity. He wore a Narasimha locket. And in his company, there was one Zanzibari, because one is people from Zanzibar. So Zanzibar is in Africa. So he said that I will perform spells on you, so that you'll be, something will happen to you. And then he went to Africa. He came back and he said, you know what? I tried to do that on you, but that is, he told which doctor to do it. But then one big lion came and I couldn't proceed further. So that was Gunabhadra Narasimha. Then I must not forget Bhaktavatsala. So Bhaktavatsala Prabhu, his speciality was booking of tickets, because he worked for a company which had a travel agency. And from the time Guru Maharaj arrived till the time he was left, Bhaktavatsala used to be with him, because he used to be arranging his trips And his past, he used to know what these travel agencies never knew, how to get the cheapest trip covering maximum places. One service which Bhaktavatsala did was that. So he's a special devotee. He's there in Chennai now. Then Sarvalokeshwara was there in the first batch, no?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Sarvalokeshwara Krishna, who's a cousin of Bhaktavatsala.
Gauranga.
And so he's
Gauranga.
Also, Gauranga I mentioned in the beginning. Gauranga and Radha Gopal. So those two left. Acha, he was a cousin of Gauranga. Who? Sarvalokeshwara, correct. Yes, Gauranga. Yes, right. So Sarvalokeshwara, he's a gourmet cook. And he and his wife, two sons are there. And they are in Chennai now. The Chennai temple people may know him. So that was our group. All of them got initiated. And many of them are leaders.
Prabhu, Chaitanya Avatari, you told?
Was he there in the first batch? Yes, he was there. No,
No, second, third batch.
Yeah, that is what. He was not there in the first batch. That's why I didn't mention him.
Yeah.
Chaitanya Avatari, Prabhu came second or third batch. He came later and then he brought in Bhaktajan Priya. Okay, he brought in Bhaktajan Priya, who was his boss, who's now in charge of the Samadhi in Mayapur. And his daughter Kala Sudha is a devotee in USA. So Chaitanya Avatari, and through Chaitanya Avatari, so Anadi Jagannath Prabhu also started with Chaitanya Avatari Prabhu. Actually, another full class can be held about the Bengalis in Muscat. That was another huge thing. With the Bangladesh devotees, the kind of things we had with them, but wonderful devotees. And our trips to Bangladesh, so much is there.
Maybe we have one more session sometime whenever your time permits, and we can.
Yeah. And maybe if Prem Pandini and I are together, we will remember more.
Yes, that will be good actually. We had one from Mataji, one from you, so maybe one together, and that'll be wonderful actually.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for your time. And on behalf of JSSS Iskcon Seshadripuram, very, very grateful to you, and my apologies personally for the delay for some technical issues this start. And you, as usual, you accommodated us. So we look forward for your next session. So
thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you very much for calling, and thank you all devotees for giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.
Jai Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. Venugopal Prabhu ki jai. And with all our senior God brothers ki jai. So devotees, please join us again next week, same time, to hear the glories of Guru Maharaj again on Throwback Thursday. And we look forward for all of your association. Thank you again. Thank you, Prabhu, again. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Pranam. Hare Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Ananda Jagat Prabhuji. Hare Bol.
Okay. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you, Subhadranathji. Thank you, Kavinimai Prabhu, for being there. Yes, Keshavgar Prabhu, I'll send it to you. Okay.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Nadi Prabhu. Thank you.
Kavinimai Prabhu, thank you for being there. It's midnight there. Eh? Thanks.
Oh, yeah, it is just 2 minutes, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you, Shanti Mataji.